Good morning, students. Our next topic is heartbeat. In the previous videos, you have already studied about the structure of the heart. Okay, the walls of the chambers of the heart. I told you that heart has four chambers. Okay, the two upper chambers are the atrium, okay, atria, and the lower one are the ventricles. Okay, so these chambers are the walls of these chambers are made up of muscles. Okay, and these muscles contract and relax rhythmically. Okay, and this rhythmic contraction and which is followed by the relaxation, it constitutes a heartbeat. Okay, so that means one contraction, this is contraction and then relaxation. Okay, so contraction and relaxation, so this is one heartbeat. Okay, as you all know that the heartbeat of a person, it continues throughout our life. Okay, and if you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. When you go to a doctor, when you are ill or when you are not feeling well, you go to a doctor, isn't it? And what does the doctor do? The doctor feels your heartbeat with the help of an instrument. And what is that instrument called as? The instrument is called as a stethoscope. Okay, here you can see the figure of stethoscope, and I don't think that there must be anyone who haven't seen a stethoscope. You all are quite familiar with a stethoscope, isn't it? So a doctor uses this instrument or the stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. That means the doctor can hear the heartbeats. Okay, and when he hears the heartbeat, the doctor comes to know whether there is a problem, or whatever problem you have got, the doctor is able to diagnose by listening to the heartbeat. Okay, now in a stethoscope, as you can see in the figure, it has got a chest piece. Okay, and this is the chest piece which the doctor keeps on your chest. Okay, and then it has got two ear pieces and a tube joining these parts. So listening by through the stethoscope, the doctor can get clues about the condition of your heart, whether your heart is okay, working properly or not. Okay, so this is the stethoscope, and I hope heartbeat is also clear to all of you. Okay, then you all know I have already taught you about the pulse rate. Okay, now if you try, you please if you want, you can check your pulse rate as well as your heartbeat. Okay, in the book it is given that you record your own pulse rate and heartbeat and that of your friends, but nowadays you are not in contact with your friends, so you can check your own heartbeat and the heartbeat of your parents. Okay, when you are sitting at home and after doing any running or doing any exercise. Okay, so when you check your heartbeat and your pulse rate, what will happen? You will see that the both are the same. Okay, so do you find any relationship? The question is asked here whether you find any relationship between your heartbeat and the pulse rate. So each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries. Okay, in the first video I had explained you, I had told you that your pulse rate, okay, the arteries are closer to the skin. Okay, so when your heart beats, it generates one pulse in the arteries, and therefore the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of your heartbeat. So that is why the doctor checks your, sometimes he also checks your pulse rate. Okay, because the pulse rate and the heartbeat, the pulse rate will give the rate of the heartbeat. I hope, children, this much is clear to all of you. Okay. Now here, Bujo is wondering if sponges and hydras also have blood. What are sponges and hydras? Sponges and hydras are the animals which are found in the sea. Okay. These are very primitive organisms. A kind of primitive. Primitive means the most, you can say the oldest. Okay. The primitive organisms. Now animals like hydra and sponges are sea animals. So these sea animals like hydra and sponges, they do not possess any circulatory system. Okay, so as our body has got a circulatory system. You have studied about all the parts of the circulatory system, isn't it? All the three parts of the circulatory system in detail now you have studied. So but Bujo is wondering whether these animals, hydra and sponges, they do not have any circulatory system. So how do they get all the food and oxygen? I hope children, you can look in the net, see the sponges, they look like this. These are the organisms which are found in the sea. Okay, they are almost like this. Okay, as you can see here, they look like this. So these sponges, they do not have any circulatory system. Okay, so how do they get food and water? The food and the water, or whatever things the sponges or the live, it is as they live in water, everything enters their body through the water only. Okay, in their body, as you can see here, isn't it? You can see pores in their body. Okay, these are all holes. Pores means holes. Okay, so what happens? The water in which they are living, okay, this water brings in all the oxygen, the food, whatever is required, it is brought by the water. When the when the water enters their body, it brings along with it dissolved oxygen and the food. Okay, so it enters the body, and in the same way, the water carries away all the waste materials, carbon dioxide, the unwanted things are also removed through the water only. So that is why these animals, they do not need a circulatory fluid like the blood. In our body, there is a circulatory fluid. What is the circulatory fluid? It is the blood. But these animals, they do not need a circulatory fluid like blood. Why? Because they themselves are in the seawater. So it is the water which brings in all the required materials, and the water only takes out all the unwanted materials also from their body. Okay, I hope that this much is clear to you. So I hope, children, that with this we have finished with the circulatory system. Okay, so till here, please read the chapter properly and go through my videos also properly. In the next video, we will start with the excretion in animals. Thank you.